everyone, welcome back. So long time no talk. I have been away because of the title of this video. I have had a surgery, and as I film and upload this I am 2.5 weeks post-op. And if you don't watch my videos and you're new to me and you've simply searched and researched on a breast reduction, then hi, I'm Becca, I'm 2 weeks post-op, and I am going to tell you a bit of background and a bit of my journey and my experience. So I'm actually quite nervous right now. I don't know if you can tell. It's hot here in the UK anyway, but I'm also getting a bit hot because I'm a bit apprehensive. So I haven't really written notes as such, but I've got a little layout. So in this video I'm going to talk about why I got one and the backstory, and I'm sorry, I am excited because I don't know, I always planned and envisioned doing this video when I had one, but now I've actually had it and I'm like, yes! So I'm going to be talking about why I had one, where to start, a bit of prep, information, cost, in-hospital footage, results and recovery, etc. So I do actually have some footage from the hospital, like a bit of diary style footage in hospital, and it's quite funny as well because I'm high as a kite. But when I was researching myself on breast reductions and videos and such, I never found any in-hospital clips, and I would have found that quite helpful. So I had an operation, I had a breast reduction, and some of you did guess on Twitter if that is why I have been absent, and you are correct. Before I begin, I just want to say a massive thank you to Sam Chapman. Don't know if she'll ever watch this video, but I watched hers and it just made it so, the idea of it so possible to me, because I knew it was a thing, but I didn't know I could do it, and it just never occurred to me that I would be able to. I'll touch more on Sam in a moment. So, a bit of backstory. I'm going to try and keep it as short as possible because this video is already going to be quite long. But I did mention I'm 2.5 weeks post-op now, didn't I? I think so. So I'm still very much recovering. I'm still in pain. I'm still very uncomfortable. But I'm getting there. Also bear in mind I've got chronic fatigue, so recovery is always a bit slower for me as well. Okay, so why and how I came to the decision. I mean, even when I was like 9 or 10 at primary school, when you used to get dressed with all the boys as well for PE, I remember one of the boys being like, Rebecca's had a boob job, because even then I had quite a large chest. I'm so out of breath because I'm nervous. And then, so when I was about 13 to the age of 16, I suffered some trauma. So I don't particularly want to say the word of what happened, but hopefully you will take from this what you will, and hopefully you will know what I'm talking about. So I suffered trauma for a few years, and obviously that's life-altering, but it also left me with terrible body image and extreme low self-esteem, and my chest always had a connotation of, it just had a negative reaction, a negative connotation. So any time they would be looked at, which was quite often because they were very there, I would feel attacked. I also want to say, if you have got a large chest and big breasts and you love it, then I am so for that. I'm over the moon for you. It wasn't for me. It wasn't a good thing. So there was that, and then there was also, there's a few pinnacle moments, but it was just I generally didn't like having my chest. It was very difficult for me to find bras that worked well. I've been fitted at maybe 6 or 7 different places, and very expensive places, and like the usual M&S, Bravissimo, all that kind of thing as well, and I'd always come out with a different size and different types of bras and different advice, and it still never looked right. and for years I have worn binders. Binders are very common if you are transitioning, so from a female to a male, and you can just bind down your breasts basically. And I went through a stage of wearing full body Spanx and then bandeau bra Spanx, so it would completely flatten them, and then compression bras and minimise the bras and all this kind of thing, just to minimise the appearance and just flatten them. And however bizarre it looks, I didn't care. I just, anything to distract away from my breasts basically. And I mean they would get stared at regardless what I wore, so anything remotely low they would overflow and get looked at. They would jiggle when I walked, or if I wore anything high it would make them look really low. And so many comments I would get is, don't wear anything high, it's really unflattering for bigger chests. And I just think I can't win, because I don't want anything remotely low because they look huge, and also high they look huge, but I just want them covered. So I would wear a Spanx suit every single day, and if you've ever worn one, they're very uncomfortable. And just anything to make them smaller. And even a few weeks prior to surgery I would get comments. I was with a friend in London, and one of the dresses I was wearing was a bandeau dress. Not a bandeau dress, a bardo dress, so the neckline was like off the shoulders, and I felt really nice in it. And then a guy just went, excuse me, your boobs have fallen, as if like they're really low down. And just like on the tube everyone would look, and there's just countless incidents walking past windows down the street and seeing them before you see my face, and just like the side profile and seeing nothing but my boobs. And I perform, and there was a video of one of my routine, like I sing, and there was a video and I just thought, like, the only thing I am looking at are my boobs, and who else? Not even necessarily in like a sexual way, but obviously that is what I think in my head. Not even in a sexual way, but just like they are eye-catching. They're there, and I was wearing a jumper, but they're there, and it's the first thing that I looked at, and I just thought, oh my goodness. So after years of feeling like this, I saw Sam Chapman's video on her breast reduction. So this for me was a pinnacle moment, a defining moment, and I watched this video, and as soon as I'd finished watching her video I burst into tears, because I just thought, like, someone gets it. It's the exact same as me. I completely understand and she understands. And in my head then I suddenly thought maybe this could be something that I could do. And I waited a few days, and I actually DM'd Sam on Twitter, and I was super nervous, and I just thought, well, she won't reply anyway. But I just want to say thanks for uploading that video, and much to my surprise she did reply within about half an hour. And obviously, like, Sam and Nick, they are two of the most biggest inspirations. They are two of the most lovely females ever, and such good role models, and such strong influence in my life as well as many others. And so I couldn't believe that she'd messaged me back, and she basically gave me advice, gave me recommendations, and it all started from there really. So the next day I actually I went to my local GP and discussed it, and she said that, so basically my breasts were weighed, and my back and spine was looked at, my shoulders were looked at, and she says, right, you would be eligible to have it on the NHS. And I told her my story, and so through the mental health and also the physical side of things, she was like, you'll be eligible, but there are hurdles and it will take a long time, and there'll be a lot of justification, which I feel I'm doing in this entire video. And I just thought, right, I am going to look into going private. So that's what I did, and I was recommended a hospital and a surgeon, so I booked the appointment and I went. And most consultations you do pay because you're paying for the surgeon's time. And unfortunately, that first consultation I left in tears, and they weren't happy tears. She was a female, so I felt very comfortable and I felt very able to talk about my history, and I did. And the first thing she said was, try mindfulness, and she really brushed it off, and I was just a bit taken aback by her response. Now, I don't know if she felt awkward or uncomfortable, but surely doing what she does, and being a female, like I would have thought she would have had empathy, but she didn't. So there was that. And then she then turned to me and said, plus, you're too fat. Like, just in that voice, in the, you're too fat. Exactly like that. And something I'll never forget, unfortunately. And she said I'd have to lose 3 stone before they even touched me. Now, it's not like lose the weight and see if your boobs get smaller. It's not that, because boobs are boobs. It's a different type of fat tissue and all this kind of thing. It's because of safety of anaesthetic and also fat removal. So I thought, right, it's just how she said it. It wasn't pleasant and it wasn't nice, and I got back in the car and I cried all the way home. So that wasn't good, and I just kind of thought, that's it, can't have it, done. And obviously I was heartbroken. I sobbed fully, like ugly cry, on the way home. And the next morning I thought to myself, right, if I don't phone and try somewhere else now, I'll never do it, because it will build up and I'll get too nervous that the same will happen again. So I did a bit of research and I came across Harley Medical Group, which is obviously down Harley Street, and I gave them a ring and booked in a consultation for the next day, and it's a free consultation, which I was really surprised at. There's no strings attached, it can just be a chat. So you get assigned, so I went there, you get assigned a nurse counsellor. Mine was called Catherine, and she's sort of like with you the whole every step of the way, and she was absolutely lovely, the absolute dream. Talked about it, she understood, she got it. She answered all the questions I had. She was so lovely, it couldn't have gone better. And then I mentioned my weight and I said, I've been told I am too fat. Can I discuss this with you? Is this a problem? Is this a thing? So she then explained, which the other surgeon had not explained, why your BMI has to be under a certain threshold, and it is because, as I said, of anaesthetic purposes and fat removal from the breasts. So she explained that, and I thought, right, okay. And basically, I think for me to be under the threshold, it was in fact only £8 that I would need to lose. So I was still quite nervous, because I have fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, underactive thyroid, among other things, and my whole cabinet of medicine that I have to take every day. The combination makes it near to impossible to lose weight, and I can't exercise either, regardless of what I eat. So she said, right, come back in a month, we'll weigh you, we'll sort things out, I'm going to book you in, but you know, worst comes to worst, you can't have it until you like reach under your threshold. So I went back to my doctor, I explained the situation, we chopped and changed some of my medication, I came off the pill, and we looked at like the pre-op diets and things like that. But all in all, I was just, I think it was because of the medication switch around we had, and also I was very, very strict with what I ate. So when that month came and we weighed myself again, I was way under the threshold and I had lost £11. So it was a different nurse that weighed me that time, so I was crying happy tears, and she was a bit like, okay, because she didn't know the backstory or anything like that. So basically it was the best, it could be done, my surgery was booked in, and it was all beginning. So I met with my surgeon, he's called Solomos. He has amazing reviews, he comes highly recommended, he has been described as the Michelangelo of breasts, and I was so excited to meet him. And I didn't necessarily need to tell him the reason why, but he did ask, and I kind of explained a little bit, and then he noticed a medication I went on when I was young, and he said, oh, that's a very young age to be on that certain medication. Then I explained the trauma I'd experienced, and he just totally got it. And at that point again, it was tears of the fact that like, oh, he gets it, and he was like, we're gonna do this, it's gonna change your life, I can't wait. And obviously I was like, I can't wait. So that was like such a moment, again, I'll never forget. So all booked in. Have I gone through everything that I wanted to say so far? I think so. I've just written justify, but I hope everyone is respectful in the comments and understands that everything I've explained. Anyway, I also want to say there are a lot of pictures of outfit posts and such, obviously, of me online, on my Instagram, on my blog, and you may say to yourself, oh, well, they're not even that big, they look pretty flat to me. That's because I'm wearing a binder, I'm wearing Spanx. Sometimes I used to wear 3 at a time, just to get them looking flat. There's a picture I have here where I'm not wearing 3, I'm wearing 1 bandeau binder, no, 1 bandeau Spanx, just to flatten as much as I could, but because it was a bardo dress. So that's probably the biggest they would look. That's only with 1 compression on them, but with most other things I would wear up to 3. So in case you're thinking they didn't look that big, then there's that. But I'm also going to show you a before and after picture as well in this video, just so that you can see just how much of a difference it is and just how big they were. The amount of weight that was taken from them is extortionate. Everyone in the, I can't remember exactly what it was, but everyone in the room was just like, what? I also will say that my doctor explained that if I were to leave my breasts as they were, it was definitive that I would suffer with like shoulder dislocations, back, what's the word, like slip discs, back, very serious back issues as well. So not only would my mental health be affected forever if I didn't get it done, so would my physical health as well. So the cost of it, in total I believe was £6,300, which is expensive. It's not as expensive as others I've heard, but it's expensive. It's a massive surgery, it's a big deal, it's a long surgery, and yeah. So I had my surgery booked in at Highgate Hospital and the day began. So the night before I actually stayed over in a hotel nearby, and my absolutely amazing friend, I will absolutely never forget that she did this, Arabella, she stayed overnight with me, she came to hospital with me, she stayed before, during and after surgery, and she did everything and more that I could have ever wished for. Before anyone says, why weren't your family there? It was on a Friday, so my sister's a teacher, so she was there. My mum and dad were on call for my great auntie. So again, my dad took the day off work, but my great auntie had to be looked after. She's in her late 90s, and we'd actually had a discussion anyway, and I don't know if anyone else will understand this, but it makes sense in my head, that I felt a bit apprehensive about having my mum and dad there, because I would be worrying about them, how they would feel about their baby going into surgery, and I'd constantly be worrying about how they're feeling, and it would be more of a big deal. Obviously I am aware that a breast reduction and any type of surgery is a massive deal, but I got very overwhelmed with it, and we kind of all discussed, and Arabella was like, I'll do it, and she kept in touch with my parents and my sister the whole time, and she was just absolutely brilliant. And my mum and dad obviously came to pick me up the following afternoon. So anyway, I am now going to show you the footage of in hospital, my before and after. Any footage after that I'm not recording myself, I did ask Arabella to film, just so that I have the memories of it, and also I can tell my initial thoughts, but also it's quite funny. So don't think that Arabella's being mean or rude or insensitive or anything. I did ask her to do it. So yeah, today's the day. We're about to leave for Highgate Hospital. Arabella's coming with me.
and I'm terrified. I'm really excited. I'm so thirsty and I can't drink anything. But yes. So I'm sat in my room. Here is my husband waiting for me to give birth. It's a really nice little room actually. She has food options. When she was like, you can order food, you were like, yes, I will. And I've got a little bathroom as well. My little surgery socks on. I got my socks on. I got my socks on. I'm gowned. Arabella is drinking and eating and I'm in a jealous rage.
No, don't say that. I refused for so long.
Yeah, she did, to be honest.
And it's coffee and you hate coffee.
Yeah, so that's fine, but she's having biscuits. So I've just had the gown put on and my surgery stockings. Oh, I still have to give a urine sample.
Can you do it? I could wee. Imagine.
I don't really need a wee. I'm not
No,
having.
some will come out. Some will come out if you try.
I feel like I'm more nervous about peeing in a cup. No, but I feel like I'm more nervous about peeing in a cup than the actual surgery.
Why?
Because I'm conscious
How
of peeing.
unruly is your urine?
Guys, I just had the realisation that I'm not going to be able to sleep on my stomach for ages. So now I'm like, quick, lie down. Do you see mine? I'm wearing surgical pants.
I was just going to say, do you want to talk them through like your socks? Because actually it's quite interesting.
Yeah, I did mention that I've got them on. Can you say anything if I do that? Oh no, that's fine.
Yeah.
So I've got the surgical socks because, you know, like much like when you're on a plane, a long flight or sat still, got those on and then actual socks, and I'm wearing like surgery pants. You're not allowed to wear.
And you've got non-slip socks on.
Non-slip socks. I don't feel very well because I need water.
I thought you were going to say I need tissue.
No, and I've got a headache. I'm so tired. Well, this is just my look today, everybody.
You're ooted.
My ooted. She waits. She waits. I'm supposed to be asleep. Oh, you're awake. Laurie.
I'm waiting for the birth.
Okay, so my surgeon, Mark Solomos, just came in and he's marked me. Oh my god, I was fast asleep when he walked in, so was Arabella, so I was dribbling. So he's just marked up, he explained, because Arabella was watching and she was really interested, and it is actually interesting because I'm the type of person that's like, I don't want to know, just do it.
Because I'm like, give me all the details, I want to understand how it works.
So it's actually super, obviously this video is about breasts, so if you're like, oh, or if you don't want to know, then
tits, so
yeah. But so he's marked me up. I'm obviously not going to show you, but my nipple is going to be moved like here, and then.
But it's like it swivels.
Yeah,
so
and then a huge portion is going to be gone. So.
So like keep interrupting you.
It's alright.
I think it's so interesting that he said, I thought that they were going to literally cut, like you would imagine they would cut a circle and like pushed on the side.
Yeah.
But he said no, it's more like going to be a spatula shape.
Right.
And it like.
Yeah.
It like hinges, so it stays attached. In a portion.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm scared. I'm excited. I feel a bit like asleep. Hello.
She just said to me, I took her hand and she said, thank you for being here today.
They're bringing me apple juice.
Apple juice. They're bringing apple juice.
I can't get words.
When she said you're high as a kite, I was thinking, no, that's just her.
I am high.
She's in bed. They returned her to me. She lives.
Are they gone?
I mean, I don't want to touch, but oh my goodness. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. Yes. I won't touch you, but they look significantly. They look half.
My anaesthetic man.
Did you? Was he nice?
Yeah, we had jokes.
You had jokes.
Oh, apple juice.
You had such jokes. They look half gone. Yeah. Love it.
When I woke up, I said, where is she?
Where is me?
Where has she gone?
I know, I wasn't allowed downstairs.
You itch.
Where?
My left eyebrow.
Yeah. Where?
This one. Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
Is that good?
Yeah.
Love it. I keep going. How was it? Was it like you expected?
I have no idea.
You've got no idea.
We were talking about gin and tonic.
Were you?
Yeah. says, do you like gin and tonic? I said, I don't drink. He said, well, this will be like gin and tonic, but just the effects.
Just the effects.
So they've gone away.
They've gone away.
Who's got them now?
They're in a bin, probably. Who's got them? Dunno. The nurse said she liked them.
She said they were so good.
So good. How was the anaesthetising? Because you were a bit worried, weren't you?
Yeah.
How was it?
We talk about gin and tonic.
Yeah. Did you not even notice anything happening?
I felt my body,
Hmm.
you know when you have alcohol,
Yeah.
your legs
Yeah.
go a bit like, ooh.
Yeah.
That happened, and then my arms were like, goodbye.
Goodbye.
And then I said, I think I'm gonna sleep now.
And you
I
did.
that.
So you did that.
And then I woke up and I said, no, can't be finished. But they are.
It's finished. I told you, you'd blink and you would be awake again. Do you remember waking up?
Yeah.
Yeah. And you asked him, did you done it?
Yeah, I did, yeah. And I said, they said, who's here? I said, Arabella.
Arabella.
I said, such a good friend.
Oh, thank you. Such emotion. She lives. Oh, you're alright. You dramatically stopped talking then. I was like, shit, I feel my death.
I've got the thirst.
She's bringing you water. I mean, I've got water there. Do you literally want it now?
No.
No, you can wait for the apple juice?
Yeah.
Okay.
Apple juice.
Apple juice. You just-
She brings me apple juice.
She brings you apple juice.
Yeah.
I've zoomed in on you a little bit. She
I
brings.
probably got a double chin.
No, you're fine.
I'll be with you everywhere.
Yes. I want to be with you everywhere. Ah, woo. Sing it.
I'll be with you everywhere.
You remember, you've retained your memory then because you remember seeing that before.
Yeah. I feel like aware of everything, but the words
Are not coming.
are slow.
I understand. I understand.
My body's like, what?
What the heck? Was it just like falling asleep? Like I said,
I literally can't remember.
you can't remember.
I remember gin and tonic chats.
Gin and tonic.
And then I was making them laugh. And I just don't know why.
I don't know why.
I just don't remember. I forget.
You forget life.
When hear you calling
Out
my name. I can feel that my breasts
Yeah.
are there.
Do they feel light? Like, do they feel different?
They feel like my nipples have been slapped.
Not sure that's exactly what they did, but it probably wasn't far off. What does this mean?
Inappropriate salmon.
Inappropriate salmon.
Yeah.
Do you remember what you said when we were in the taxi yesterday to the people at Camden Market?
Hello, bargain hunters.
Hello, bargain hunters. She laughs. She's gone.
I am so hungry.
I bet you are. Does your throat feel alright?
It is dry.
It's dry as bone. Soon it will be full of apple juice. Yes. So that's joy. You got it? Yeah, you got it? Oh, do you want a straw? I think you don't have to. Let me get you a straw. Because then you don't have to. There you go.
It's amazing.
Put it in your mouth.
Thank you.
Got it?
Yes.
There she is, so happy. She loves it. Love it.
Yeah.
Would you do it?
Oh wait,
No, that's the
my
wrong.
legs.
I'll do it maybe. Let's put your legs down. There you go. Right, head up. Say when. That's probably enough, yeah. Right. You're a sandwich. Should we have the little desk across?
Yes, please.
Okay, right, I'll put that there. I'll move this over. Because that's a bit much for you.
They're bringing me sausage and mash
They are.
later.
Is this right? Yes, it is.
My head is
There you are.
really nice.
Is it? Oh, good. Good. You've got an egg sandwich and some crisps, and you've got apple juice and water. With 2 little straws. Love it. Delicious.
I'm a bit dizzy now.
Are you?
Yeah. You can see up my nose. Thank you for being here today. Are you in shop yet?
No. No, I am.
She has just told all of my family that I'm okay.
Love it.
I look like a thumb. I'm gonna finish off the hospital section here. I'm so tired, but I'm really happy. I'm a bit sore and the words aren't coming out properly, but it's very exciting, and thank you for coming, Arabelle.
You're welcome.
She's been here for me because my mum and dad have to look after an elderly relative and they trust Arabella. She looks after me really good. And mum and dad are coming to get me tomorrow morning.
Are you okay?
Yeah. She was just doing a video.
Oh, I'm
No, it's alright, she's just finished.
Okay.
I'm a YouTuber.
She is.
How are you?
Yeah.
So you're YouTubing this?
She is.
Yeah.
You want to say bye?
Bye.
Bye.
So there's the in-hospital footage. Hope you liked it. It's quite funny. So I slept there overnight. Now in the night, a nurse will actually come and check on you every half an hour. Obviously you're very, very medicated, so I didn't know what was going on. But I kept bleeding from my right side. Now I believe I went through 7 gowns in the night because they were just covered in blood. And I woke up, had breakfast. I've written notes for Saturday, which was obviously the morning after. So I was very medicated, I was very slurry, my eyes were fluttering. Something I will say that no one tells you, my body head to toe, as in every single nook and cranny, was itchy as anything. And apparently that's the side effect of anaesthetic, as it like escapes your body. It was the itchiest thing ever. It was so itchy. Also, I don't really remember anything. I remember going in and meeting hang on, how do you say this word? Anaesthetist? Anaesthetic man, basically. And I had such banter with him, he was great. Basically, all of the staff at Highgate were lovely. So on the Saturday afternoon travelling home, I will say, regarding a seatbelt, because you can't, obviously you wear a seatbelt like this, anything near your boobs is going to hurt like anything. Also they were heavily dressed as well, with the surgery bra. So the post-surgery bra I bought on Macom, and I also bought some post-surgery bras from Asda as well. And they actually do up at the front in the centre, so you pop it on and do it up like that. I'm still quite stiff now, as you might be able to tell. I'm not really moving properly. It's because I'm still obviously very much in recovery, very much still in pain and discomfort, that's the word. So with a seatbelt, we put a pillow in front and then the seatbelt on Apparently, in the car journey home, I kept expressing my love for every family member. I kept singing "This Girl Is On Fire." This girl is on fire! Because I was so itchy. And apparently I kept demanding a strawberry milkshake, so I believe they got me one. Sunday, which is 2 days post-op, I've put 7 out of 10 pain, slurry, hot, itchy wounds, dizzy, nauseous, hard to focus, can't keep eyes open. Monday, woke with extreme pain, my first post-op poop, sorry. Pain and itchy, breathing hurt. I could, however, go to the toilet and move, get out of bed by myself, but I did find it very difficult that I couldn't lay on my side. I will say, massive tip is to get a triangle pillow so that you can lay on your back comfortably, somewhat sat up as well. You will need many Netflix shows to watch. I just caught up on Love Island, it was glorious, watched some movies. And then the pain did get progressively worse just because the medication was wearing off. I was given antibiotics and painkillers to help with that. On the Wednesday, so half a week post-op, my chest was really, really swollen and heavily bruised, but the bruising was yellow, which is a good sign. Bear in mind everything was still dressed, so I couldn't really see. I could see the size difference, but I couldn't see the actual scarring or anything. And on the Wednesday as well, I actually went out for lunch with my mum and went on a short walk. Thursday, I had my hair, oh my gosh, so Thursday, it was 6 days since surgery. You're not actually allowed to shower and get the wounds wet. So I sat in the bath with a bin bag on, sellotaped round here so that water wouldn't go down. Under the bin bag I had a towel and my mum washed my hair, so that was a happy sight. Since then though, I have just been going to my local hairdressers to get that washed. And on the Thursday as well, so just short of a week post-op, I did sleep on my side and it was fine. 1 week post-op, back to Harley Street to get my dressing taken off and replaced. This was the most painful part for me, yet. Yeah, at that point. Because if you imagine, put my notes down, nipples have stitching all around them. There is stitching down and stitching under, so it's like an anchor. Those dressings were pulled off. My whole body overheated and started shaking. Now I've got a really high pain threshold, but it was very painful. And that journey home, my dad actually drove me there and back, was excruciating. 2 weeks post-op, felt alright, not in pain, just very uncomfortable. Lots of pillows, could sleep on my side, and the 2 week post-op appointment I actually went with Arabella. She came with me again and she actually saw them without dressing on. Now I hadn't actually seen them without dressing on, and she sort of said to me, have a look, because I was just a bit apprehensive and nervous about seeing them, but she was just so gobsmacked and so like, wow, they look amazing. So I did have a look for a little minute, and I will say, even if they stay looking how they look now, I'll be over the moon. Oh, I also have to say, when I first literally came out of theatre and went for a wee and I stood up and looked in the mirror, I was like, I literally said to our brother, they've gone! And she got really emotional as well because she knows how much this means to me. So basically, I then sort of looked at my nurse, was like, are you going to put more dressing on? She was like, no, you're all good. So I've literally got no dressing on. So I was a bit nervous about that, felt a bit vulnerable. So the dressing's completely off. I have to wear the post-surgery bras till the end of August, including night time. She did say that night I could have my first shower. So I got home and had a shower. You're not allowed to physically rub soap over the breasts, but you can do soap everywhere else and let it kind of like drip down, which is what I did. But I did get out of the shower and I was in tears because it did really, really hurt. I don't know if it was the water or what, it really, really hurt. I don't know what kind of cry it was, but I was crying. And now we're 2.5 weeks post-op and I couldn't be happier. I'm so over the moon. Best decision of my life. I can't wait to see Catherine, my nurse counsellor, again, and Mark, the surgeon, at the end of August, just to give them a gigantic hug, but a gentle one as to not hurt my breasts. actually now I have a little scale in my head that's like tits, boobs, breasts. Now I'm boobs, so that's fun. I can't remember the exact weight of them that actually, of the breast tissue that came out, but it was an awful lot. I remember when he first said, everyone around me was like, what? So that was great. There was a bit just before surgery when Mark had marked me up, and we were about 10 minutes till I was going to be wheeled to theatre, and I sort of looked up at Arabella and I said, I'm a bit scared, I'm actually a bit scared. And I suddenly, like, I'm a very like happy, positive, bubbly person, and I'll make jokes out of anything, but I looked up and she could tell I was like, I'm scared now. So she just made funny stories, and she was just brilliant. I'll never forget that. That will always be such a treasured memory and such a defining moment. And yes, that was lovely. Everyone, all of my friends and all of my family have just been so incredibly supportive throughout. So that's been so great. They've been so positive, and Sam Chapman's been so helpful throughout. She's been asking how I'm doing, and she'll never know how grateful I am for that. What else? I'm just so over the moon. I am going to show you a photo. I'm just going to get it up on my phone as well so I can refer to it. But yeah, I hope I've talked through everything I wanted to talk about. I'm sure when I come to edit this video I'll be really annoyed that I missed certain things out, because I've gone over what I'm going to say in my head so many times, but I'm just so thrilled that, I mean, you know, I used to make jokes of it. I used to say, I am woman of breast, or like there was a time actually in France where I lifted up my boob. If you've got big boobs, you understand, you have to like air dry them underneath. And I would like, one of my friends was like, oh, can I feel how heavy? And I was like, okay. So I dropped it in her hand, and she was just like, and you've got 2 of those. And I'm just so excited not to be in physical pain, wearing like binders or having back pain, and I'm just so excited not to have the mental pain either. And I'm excited, I mean, if, again, I want to stress, if you've got big breasts, you love it, I'm so happy for you. But it just wasn't for me, and just the skin under, I mean, I would get welts, I would get blisters, it would be red raw just from rubbing, and the pain, and I just can't believe it's not going to happen again. I can't believe that they've gone, and I can't believe that they are the size that they are now. I still can't, when I look in the mirror, when I see my sister, it's just like, oh my gosh. It's just really emotional, and it's really great. I don't really know how else to describe. So the picture before and after, I don't know what side it's going to be. It's going to be on a side, or I'll put it on the screen. I'm going to have to block out my nipples, but you can see the before and after. Obviously now you can see, obviously now in the now picture, around the nipple is a lot of taping, and you can still see the pen marks and the dressing underneath both breasts. Where the bigger bandage is, that's the side that I was heavily bleeding from, so they just put more bandage on that side. Just looking at it now, I'm just like, how? I just feel like I look right now, and it's just overwhelming actually. I can't believe it. I can't believe that that is my body there, because I'm so used to seeing the other picture and hating it, and that being the first thing that anyone sees, and the first thing that I see, and the first thing that just I associate with horrible things, and it's just brilliant, really. Oh, hopefully I'm allowed to show that picture. Hopefully this video won't be in trouble, but yeah, that's my breast reduction story. Please be respectful in the comments. I understand that not everyone is for surgery, but please understand that you don't have to have it. This is just mine. I just wanted to make a video to clarify and to explain, and to maybe help others or inspire others, because I get it, I understand, and I know how much Sam Chapman's video helped me, so and how all the girls, like I've watched so many women, this was the night before, I was frantically watching YouTube videos, so many women that have had a breast reduction, and I watched all of their videos and I just felt so excited and so ready, and now I can't believe I'm post-op and it's done. I'm just so beyond excited. And so yes, please bear that in mind in the comments. Please be respectful in case anyone else is experiencing hardships with their body, or have also gone through this, and it's just a bit delicate. But yes, please be respectful. And I want to say also, a couple of people on Twitter as well that have DM'd me that are also post-op for a breast reduction. Thank you so much for sharing your stories with me. So yes, please leave any questions in the comments below, because I will be replying to them. If you want to be anonymous, do tweet me, and then we can DM. If you've got any questions, if you think I've missed anything out, if you want to know about a certain aspect, then again, ask, please feel free. I will be very open with this. Yeah, so thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video.